Let's start with this. The South African Weather Service has issued weather warnings in different regions across the Eastern Cape and the Western Cape. In the Eastern Cape, a level 1 warning has been issued for expected damaging winds that may cause damage to property and cause disruptions of roads, communication and power lines. This as a result of a series of cold fronts that are expected to result in strong westerly winds with gusts of up to 90 kilometers in places over the interior. For more on the weather in Cape Town, we cross live to a reporter, Corbin August, who joins us live now. Corbin, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Of course, we understand that people are on tenterhooks. Of course, some of the learners also being, moved to different places, some areas, power concerns there. Give us a sense of how things are on the ground.
Oh, yes, indeed. Good day to you and to the viewers at home. Well, throughout the course of the day, we have been tracking all the numerous weather incidents that have been reported in Cape Town. This after an intense cold front made landfall, bringing with it heavy downpours and extreme cold conditions. Now, we've been tracking the incidents that have been reported throughout the day. We started when we left the office, which is where we currently are. We are now crossing to you from Sea Point, our office, but earlier on we were traveling to a few areas around the city of Cape Town just to monitor all the incidents that were reported, especially in the low-lying areas where flooding has been reported in several of the informal townships, informal areas, and one of those areas that we visited earlier was actually Makaza. It was the island's informal settlement in Makaza, Khayelitsha, where some flooding had occurred, and the residents there who we spoke to, they were telling us that they were struggling to keep warm and to keep dry. But earlier on, we also, as we were leaving the office and as we were traveling on the roads, we saw that there was also flooding that was reported on some of the major routes in and around the city, and this also caused major traffic delays, especially on the M3 at Woolsack Drive, just adjacent to UCT. We saw the weather also causing havoc and just causing damage to various infrastructure areas, and even Metro Rail suspended services on their southern line after a tree was blown over and it actually landed on some of the overhead cables that were hanging over the train lines, so they had to suspend services on those lines. So of course the weather has had a major impact with this intense cold front that's made landfall, and it's affecting the motorists on the roads. It's affecting the residents who are in the informal settlements, who are just struggling with flooding in their dwellings. But to maybe talk to give you a better understanding of the impact that these residents are feeling and what their pain and the struggles that they are feeling at the moment, we visited Makaza, the island informal settlement in Makaza, Khayelitsha early today while we were just doing some of our rounds and just going out to some of the areas. But perhaps if you could perhaps play the interview that we had with one of the residents in the area earlier today. With that to you in studio. Talk to us a bit more. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Just what's the situation here in the area with regards to the weather so far?
So our situation, we are feeling bad and sick. Feeling our body are very cold. When you sleep, you feel the water. You can't use you're building your because you feel that it's so cold. You can't go to school. You can't go anywhere because there's water inside of the house. Before you go to the ranks, you can't go to the ranks because you must start wearing your gumboots. Other people don't get with gumboots. Then the other house don't stay because there is water in here.
And tell me, have you received any word of any support that some of the departments, the government departments, will be offering you, or any assistance coming from anywhere?
No, no one. There's no one. There's 8 years though someone can come to fetch us or helping us with, because every year is the same thing every year.
Okay, and then just going forward now, what's the plan now for the mopping up operation and cleaning up? Just what do you think you can do now to make things better?
We need to see the Cape Town to helping us with to do our streets and give a line, do everything's right. Because when you do a street, there is something. There's something move because when you have a water, because you don't have your streets, that is why.
And what's the name of this area?
Island in Makaza.
And Corbin, they talk about how it's the same situation every year. And of course, every year we keep seeing the disaster management centers being activated to try and assist those on the ground. What are the plans that have been put in place in that regard?
Well, yes, indeed. This is an annual occurrence. And from disaster risk management side, they said that they have been supplying some of the residents who are affected with milling and sand. And the Disaster Risk Management Center will also be on high alert throughout the course of the week as more heavy rain is expected in the coming days. From the Provincial Department of Local Government, they also sent an update just to tell us what the major incidents are that were recorded according to them. And some of the major incidents that they listed was the burst Lawrence River in Somerset West. And also there was a canal that burst leading to flooding at the factory in Tukai. So we will continue to monitor all the weather-related incidents in Cape Town, and we are expecting some more to be reported throughout the course of this week. With that, it's back to you in studio.
All right. Thank you very much, Corbin. Do appreciate that update. That was SABC News reporter Corbin August live from Cape Town, giving us a sense of how things are looking on the ground there. And we'll continue to monitor developments there as you hear residents talking about the difficulties they're experiencing on the ground.